This is Hayes Q Jones, your DVD and Blu-ray baller on a budget, and this is HQ Videos for you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a current subscriber, what's up? I greatly appreciate it. Come on in, make yourself at home. You know the routine. This week for my collection video, I wanted to focus on hurricane movies. It's the month of September in Florida, and we're at the peak of hurricane season. And watch the documentary on Netflix, the Katrina documentary. It's like 3 different episodes, and that kind of sparked this whole video. If you've never actually lived through a hurricane, it's completely different than watching it on the news. I've lived in Florida for over 25 years, encountered over a dozen different hurricanes, lived through Hurricane Katrina. It never really ran through Tampa, where I live. Last year it ran directly through Tampa. And to wake up in the morning and to see your neighbor's roof shingles missing, seeing trees the girth of probably twice my body size, trees like that toppled over like toothpicks, seeing roads totally flooded through. It's a very humbling experience. So I wanted to focus on what I consider the best hurricane movies in my collection, possibly that are out there. So without further ado, sit back, relax, have a drink, have a smoke, and I'll catch you on the other end of this video. We're back at the Black Cave. Back at the Black Cave. We are back at the motherfucking Black Cave. I'm going to kick it off with my first hurricane movie. This is the 2013 drama thriller, Hours. This is directed and written by Eric Heiserer. Produced by Brandon Bertel. This stars Paul Walker, Genesis Rodriguez, Nancy Nave, Shane Jacobson, Natalie Jarosky, TJ Hassan, and Lena Clark. The plot behind this: a father struggles to keep his infant daughter alive in the wake of Hurricane Katrina. And it's a decent movie. It's a Lionsgate release. I like this because it gives an insight of not just the storm itself, though, but more of a personal view of some of the, for example, first responders that are at hospitals, elderly homes, basically taking care of people who can't take care of themselves in such a horrific storm. I actually remember Katrina quite well. I was watching just started watching The Sopranos. My wife and I weren't married. I was in her apartment and just watching the water just rise and rise in the kind of commons area of the apartment, though. So great movie, great insight to not just the storm, but the people involved in the storm, the people that are saving other people. Hours. Next is the 2020 action crime drama thriller, Force of Nature. This is directed by Michael Polish, produced by Stephanie Bailey, written by Corey M. Miller. This stars Emil Hirsch, Mel Gibson, David Zayas, Kate Bosworth, Stephen Kao, Tyler John Olson, Jorge Luis Ramos, William Catlett, and Blas Cien Diaz. The plot behind this: a gang of thieves plan a heist during a hurricane and encounter trouble when a disgraced cop tries to force everyone in the building to evacuate. And this is Lionsgate, another Lionsgate. Lionsgate loves their hurricane movies. It's a great combination of crime, disaster, and action. You have these people that, I believe Mel Gibson at the time
didn't want to leave their homes, and you will see a lot of that during hurricane season. People think they're going to kind of buckle down and bear the brunt of the storm. A lot of people make it, some people don't. So this is just a great example of that. And with the crime element, it just throws an extra oomph into the movie. This is the 2020 action crime drama thriller, Force of Nature. Next, I have Hurricane Heist. It's a 2018 action adventure crime thriller. This is directed by Rob Cohen, produced by Byron Allen, written by Scott Windhauser. This stars Toby Kebbell, Maggie Grace, Ryan Cotton, Ralph Ineson, Melissa Bologna, Ben Cross, Jamie Andrew Cutler. The plot behind this: thieves attempt a massive heist against the U.S. Treasury as the Category 5 hurricane approaches one of its Mint facilities. And this is somewhat similar to Force of Nature. I might get these two mixed up. I know Hurricane Heist had this older gentleman who didn't want to leave his home, though, but very similar premise to Force of Nature. This may be a little more action to it, a little bit more crime element, a little more action, of course, from the director of The Fast and the Furious. So you have a little bit more action than Force of Nature. Still a very entertaining, fun movie. And is this Lionsgate also? Yes, all three of these Lionsgate. Yeah, Lionsgate loves their hurricane movies. Hurricane Heist. My next film is the 2019 action-adventure horror thriller, Crawl. This was directed and produced by Alexandre Aja, written by Michael Rasmussen. This stars Kaya Scodelario, Barry Pepper, Morfydd Clark, Ross Anderson, Jose Palma, George Sumner, Anson Boone, Amy Metcalf. The plot behind this: when a huge hurricane hits her hometown in Florida, Haley ignores evacuation orders to look for her father. After finding him badly wounded, both are trapped by the flood. With virtually no time to escape the storm, they discover the rising water levels are the least of their problems. And this is actually multi-pack though, but just the movie Crawl here. And this does an excellent job of incorporating the storm along with a little horror effect here. There's an alligator that's quite prominent in the movie though, and it's really not too far from reality, especially if you go further down South Florida. Alligator Alley is actually called that for a reason, because you can actually see alligators crossing the highway sometimes though. So in a hurricane situation, you see the most bizarre things pop up. In little ponds, you'll see alligators, snakes, all kind of vermin that you didn't see before a huge storm. You wonder how they get there. Sometimes through the drain. It almost feels like a Sharknado thing that's going through the air and landing in these ponds, though, but it's normally drainage issues though. But great way of combining against the storm with the horror element. This is the 2019 action-adventure horror thriller film, Crawl. My last pick is the 2000 action-adventure drama romance thriller, The Perfect Storm. This was directed by Wolfgang Peterson, produced by Alan B. Curtis, written by Sebastian Junger. This stars George Clooney, Mark Wahlberg, John C. Reilly, Dan Lane, William Fichtner, John Hawkes, Alan Payne, Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio, Karen Allen, Cherry Jones, Bob Gunton. The plot behind this: in October 1991, a confluence of weather conditions combined to form a killer storm in the North Atlantic. Caught in the storm was the sword fishing boat Andrea Gale. I believe this is based on a real life story. And by the way, this is a Warner Brother release, and the last one was a Paramount release. But with Perfect Storm, the reason why I like this, probably about maybe 16, 17 years ago, I started watching this show, The Deadliest Catch. I believe it's The Deadliest Catch. It's a show about fishermen. I think they're crab fishermen, and the conditions that they go through trying to catch these crab or fish or whatever. Perfect Storm is very similar to that. You see these waves that are 10, 15, 20 stories high. And these people are actually sailing these conditions. And this just goes through the story of the fishermen, their family, and what they encountered during this horrific storm. If you haven't seen this, I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's based on a true life story though. So perfect picture, great special effects, great actors, and great action. So all around fantastic movie, The Perfect Storm. And these are, in my opinion, the best hurricane movies, at least the best hurricane movies in my collection. If you have a favorite hurricane movie that's not in here, please leave it in the comments. Other than that, first of all, if you made it this far in the video, smash a like, give me the big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. Other than that, may the best of your past be the worst of your future. Everyone, please be safe. Deuces.